We targeted a system of tunnels and caves that ISIS fighters used.
Years of pacificity are over. Donald Trump is saying, look, if you are our enemy, we are going to find you and we are going to kill you.
We have a threat. We've promised to deal with it, and we're dealing with it right now.
It's time to call out WikiLeaks for what it really is. Assange is a narcissist who has created nothing of value. He's a fraud, a coward hiding behind a screen.
100% false. It's fabrication.
Assad is basically asking the world to believe him rather than our lying eyes that have all seen these videos.
What happened to my dad should have never happened to any human being.
This lawsuit, hopefully, will create a not just national discussion, but international.
Can't hear you through the glass, but we'll see. We'll read your lips.
We'll wave to you.
Right. I think it's also important. You just pointed out, too, you have that press conference with that lawyer for the United Airlines passenger that's dragged out the plane. Longer than General Mattis's press conference earlier in the week, explaining why we use 59 Tomahawk missiles. But the guy was really enjoying his moment in the sun. A little bit too much.
The attorney?
All right. He's
dreaming of his payday.
Yeah, obviously he's going to get a big one.
He's going to get paid a lot. His daughter's so adorable. She's cute. All right. Well, we start with this. A Fox News alert. 3 dozen ISIS militants dead. They were killed when the U.S. unleashed the mother of all bombs, 22,000 pounds of dynamite.
It is a show of force heard around the world this morning. Our own Leland Vittert live from the White House with the latest on that. Leland, good morning.
Brian Ainsley and Pete, good morning to you. The symbolism of this is certainly not lost on the White House here. This bomb is uniquely suited to clear out the cave complex that ISIS fighters had taken over there in eastern Afghanistan. About 22,000 pounds. In the words of one U.S. official, they kicked it out the back of a plane, a C-130 there just along the border. This is video of when this bomb was originally tested, and you can see the blast radius is about a mile. That cloud is going to go about 10,000 feet in the air. And equally important to the fireball here is how it sucks all of the oxygen out of the area where it explodes. So it penetrates down in terms of its killing ability into a cave complex like the one there in Afghanistan that ISIS had taken over. The Wall Street Journal reports that that cave complex was originally used as a gem mine and now is being used by ISIS as a staging area and a military compound. Rather, I should say, was used as a military staging compound there for ISIS. The president alluded to the idea that he wasn't necessarily personally involved in the decision to drop the bomb, but certainly was pleased with the result.
We have the greatest military in the world, and they've done a job as usual. So we have given them total authorization, and that's what they're doing. And frankly, that's why they've been so successful lately. If you look at what's happened over the last 8 weeks and compare that really to what's happened over the last 8 years, you'll see there's a tremendous difference.
And there were a lot of questions about what message this might send to North Korea. The president said he didn't know what message it sent, but certainly the White House here, as they worry about North Korea, is looking towards this weekend when there is a rumored possible North Korean nuclear test planned. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Leland. So it's pretty astounding, number one, that we're in the Tora Bora region, I guess these 2 provinces, and there's still a network of caves out there. Didn't we handle this in 2001? Number 2, that ISIS feels as though they can infiltrate back into that area. For those who say, why are we still in Afghanistan? We'd be back in there had we left earlier. And finally, when you look at what's happening in that area, only 36 dead. I think a substantial thing has taken place in a message sent. But I'm astounded to see that Russia and Iran are now having a meeting about the future of Afghanistan when we're the ones who've been there for 15 years. They're actually having a session about the future, meeting with Taliban officials about a new Afghan government.
What do you think about it?
Well, because we've been headed for the... Yeah, I served there in 2011, 2012. We've been headed for the exits in Afghanistan under Barack Obama for a long time, sending signals that we're not as interested in finding a solution there. And it is a difficult solution. Look at Nangarhar province where this happened. Over 1,000 ISIS fighters housed there right now. They have free reign to attack. We lost a Green Beret there a couple of days ago. So the Pentagon is claiming this wasn't a direct response to that, but in some ways I really think it was. And if you watch other networks...
The Wall Street Journal has a quote from an unnamed source, and the Pentagon says it was.
Of course. You think President Trump isn't saying they take one of ours, we're going to give it back to them even more? But the other networks are making this about who authorized it, who authorized it. Doesn't matter.
I think it's cool that he says the generals authorized this. The military, they're the boots on the ground. They're the ones that can make the decisions. I look to them. They're the experts. I'm not.
Precisely. precisely correct. And the military loves that, too. All you want is decision-making pushed down to the closest level.